How are you guys doing today? Hopefully well. I know I am. It is absolutely beautiful outside, so I cannot complain. Today's video is going to be a top 5 of Havana, Cuba, and in these top 5 videos, I give you the top 5 things that you guys need to do when visiting Havana, Cuba. There are a lot of amazing things to do in Havana, so I'm going to give you guys 5 things to start off with and things that you guys have to do while you're there. So let's get right on into it. The first thing you need to do while in Havana is go to a cigar factory and buy a cigar. While I was in Havana, I took a cigar factory tour and it was so much fun. Unfortunately, in that tour, I could not take videos, so I don't have any videos inside the tour, but inside the tour, they take you through the factory, they show you how they wrap them, how they cut them, and all sorts of different things. And then afterward, we went to a small store right outside of the factory, and I bought about 1,000 cigars. Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration, but I did buy quite a few cigars because you can bring up to $100 home worth of cigars. So I didn't buy exactly $100, but I did buy quite a few cigars to bring home to family and friends, and that is my number one thing and my suggestion for you guys to do while you're in Havana. The second thing that you guys need to do while you're in Havana is drink a mojito. Many Cubans and many people around the world believe the mojito was originated in Cuba, and there are so many places that have mojitos that you can drink, and it's lovely. Basically, in every single restaurant that you can go into, you will be able to order a mojito. So make sure you order one at least once on your trip to Havana, Cuba, because they are a quintessential thing while you're in Havana. They're so tasty, they're refreshing, and they give you a little pep to finish the rest of your day. So that is my second suggestion of things to do while you're in Havana is buy a mojito. The third thing I suggest to do while you're in Havana, Cuba is drive in an old car. Driving in an old car was something that I absolutely had to do before I left Havana, and I did it and I had a blast. I drove in this old convertible, and I think it was like 50s or 60s, and it was so much fun. It's definitely something that you have to do before you leave Havana. They have them all over Havana Vieja, which is the old town of Havana, and you guys can find them all over, I promise. And they actually aren't that expensive, especially if you have a few people driving with you. You guys can split the cost. I definitely suggest it while you're in Havana. It's like stepping back into, the old time, and it's so much fun. Definitely another quintessential thing that you have to do while in Havana. So that is my third suggestion of what to do while you're in Havana is driving in an old car. The fourth thing that I suggest to do is to marvel at the old architecture. In the last few decades, Havana has not been able to update a lot of their buildings, which is amazing for us because we get to see the old architecture and it hasn't been touched in years. Like I said about the cars, it's like stepping back into old time and you see all of these amazing buildings with all this architecture and all of these beautiful colors. You can't help but to take pictures and videos down every single street that you see. I especially love the architecture in Havana Vieja, which is the old town, like I said, and it's so beautiful. There's buildings on every corner, and I just loved it. Definitely, you have to do that before you leave Havana. So that is my fourth suggestion of what to do while you're in Havana. Marvel at the old architecture. And the fifth and last suggestion I have is to eat. Well, I love food, and before I went to Havana, I heard that the Cuban food was going to be extremely good, and when I got there, I just realized how amazing it is. They have so many dishes, but one of my favorite dishes is ropa vieja, and it is so tasty, and rice and beans are served with every single meal, even breakfast if you choose to do so. There are restaurants on every single corner, and the food is decently priced, and it's yummy. Eat different foods everywhere, drink different drinks everywhere, and make sure you don't miss out on anything because the food is extremely good. I'm already craving something now, the more that I talk about it. So that is my fifth and final suggestion of things to do while you're in Havana. Make sure you go and eat food. Although these are only 5 suggestions of what to do in Havana, I think these are the 5 that you just have to do before you leave that city. It is a beautiful city with so much to do, so much culture, so much flavor and different people. And whatever you do, you will not go wrong, but make sure you do those 5 things and you will have the quintessential Cuban experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up and let me know if you guys want to see more of these top 5 videos in different cities and countries. Have a fantastic week and happy travels. I will see you guys next week. Happy travels!